Hi, I'm here with Coach Mark.
I'm Coach Mark Logsdon. I teach PE at Indian Trace Elementary School in Weston.
What is your background?
My background is special education and physical education. I started out being a special ed teacher in 1985.
Okay.
I started working with mentally impaired children in high school and then carried on into college. And then halfway through my college years, I added my physical education degree.
All right.
So I started out here in Broward County teaching at mentally impaired centers, physical education to mentally impaired students. And then I moved over to high school, I think in 1987, 88. And I've been teaching elementary PE since here at this school for 25 years now.
All right.
So,
Do you have any current professional responsibilities?
no, other than just my job. I mean, it's my responsibility is to, all 730 kids each year. I worked on part of a master's in business, but I decided I didn't want to go into that route anymore. I like what I do, and I started my own business 13 years ago on the side. So I stopped my education as far as that. But as far as my professionalism here, it's everything is just teaching these kids the basics in physical education. Grades, special teachers don't have as much as the classroom teacher as far as, the individual grades of, and all the writing tests, the reading, the assessments.
Mm-hmm.
The music teacher and the PE teacher and the Spanish teacher, we don't have to deal with that.
Okay. All right. Do you have any research interests?
Mm, Not really. I mean, I'm 30 years in. I'm on my way out.
Okay.
At this point, to start something new, I've probably got 3 or 4 more years, and I'm going to retire. So as far as researching new ideas, I'm kind of at the top.
Got it.
So I mean, I made a lot of my games up. As far as if you want to, my research is just looking at games and how I can make them better.
Okay.
And I've taken, traditional games and twisted and, pulled them and pushed them and made it into my own. And so I guess that would be my research. But no, as far as furthering my research, no, I'm done. I'm on the way down.
All right. Are you in any professional organizations?
I am in the American Alliance of Physical Education, Health, PE, and Dance.
Okay. Are there any professional influential people that you look up to?
Um, there's people colleagues, that when we go to yearly meetings at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, I get some good out of that. But like I said, I've been doing this for 30 years, so it's, most of the PE people now, there's only a handful of us that have been around this
Mm-hmm.
long. And in elementary, that is. A lot of the elementary PE teachers are younger kids, like yourself, coming out of school, and a lot of these kids. Um, but I get stuff from the meetings. I get ideas. We bounce ideas off each other. But as far as going beyond that, no, I stay within the network of our school system.
Okay.
And anytime, we have an email system. So if I have questions or if I need a certain equipment or people need equipment of mine, because I have a lot of my own equipment through my business, people are always asking me to borrow and stuff. So we bounce ideas off each other.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I know you said that you're gonna plan on retiring in a couple years. Do you plan on keeping your side business
Oh yeah,
or?
yeah. I do birthday parties for kids. So I go to parks and set up games, and I have a whole storage unit full of my own equipment. Most of the equipment here used at this school, it's my own. I bought it. School system in the past 5 to 10 years has not had much money,
Okay.
and we're not even going to get into that. So, I've bought a lot of my own equipment that I use here at school, but I also use it for my business, but um, I use it here. So, and I store some here, so that kind of helps that way.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you love about your job?
I love being with kids. I have, for 30 years, I've never really not wanted to come to work. I
Okay.
love coming here, and I love the elementary age kids the best. I've been in high school. I was a high school basketball coach for, wow, 15 years. And once I left that and was just strictly elementary PE teaching,
Hmm.
nothing else, it was a blast. And when my two kids were born, my two girls, it was, it's like I still have them at little at their young age
Uh-huh.
over and over. I mean, I see so many kids here that remind me of my own two daughters, and it's just that it keeps me going. I mean, I love working with the little kids, the excitement. I mean, let's face it, my job is we have fun.
Yeah.
The kids love coming out to PE. They love running around and learning new games and new skills, and I love being able to want to teach them.
That's
So I
great.
have no complaints at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
That's
all play.
good. Um, are there any challenges that you face?
Yeah, there are some challenges. ADHD kids, the attention spans that are now becoming more prevalent.
Hmm.
Um, Kids with those, I don't want to call them disabilities, but kids with those syndromes or whatever, it that can be challenging. And finding ways to make it work for them is a challenge. But with my special ed background, it's a lot easier than for most people, and I can adapt pretty quickly
Okay.
just from my experience in the special ed field. So that does keep me on my toes. I have we have a cluster of autistic kids here. Each one is different
Hmm.
as far as their personalities and their strengths and weaknesses. So it is a challenge
All right.
and finding what clicks with each one. But once you gather it and get it, it's okay. So it's a challenge to begin with, but once you find what works between you and that student,
Uh-huh.
it's it's okay.
All right. My last question then would be, since you've been working here for about 30 years, have you seen like a change in children's health?
Yeah, hugely big change. They're not as healthy as they used to be. Um, the computer games, the TV, all the
Hmm.
Wii, PlayStation, all those games. They weren't around when I was a kid. We all played outside, and these kids are sedentary. They're just sitting all the time. They're not out
Yep.
moving around, and yeah, their health has declined. So it's a challenge. I guess that would be a challenge. I find every day that we're only out there for half an hour.
Hmm.
And by the time we get things going, they get maybe 20 minutes of activity once a week in PE. And I think that's just horrendous. They should be
Not
having
enough.
PE every day. It's clearly not enough. Um, I try to do what I can to keep them active, try to give them goals to reach at home, what they should be doing. Don't go home and sit down and play with your games. Get outside, do this, do that, soccer, kickball, whatever. Try to do something more active. We
All
have
right.
pedometers. I let a class a week take pedometers home
Okay.
so they can come back and see how active they really are. Obviously, the more steps they get, the better they feel.
Hmm.
And then you'll have a couple kids that don't get that many steps, and we try to talk about why. What did you do when you got home? Well, I sat down and watched TV. Well, there you go.
All right.
So it's that. That's a big challenge. Health issues, the food, processed food is prevalent. These kids eat a lot of that, and you can really tell. You can tell the kids that get a good, healthy meal at home, get activity, from the ones who don't.
All right.
It's cut and dry.
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak
More
with
than
me.
welcome. Appreciate it.